Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz has obviously performed extremely well so far at the Euros. I mean, his first game versus Croatia, that was a complete masterclass, dropping another great performance versus Italy. And yesterday versus Georgia, absolutely cooked up. He was robbed of the man of the match. I don't know how they give it to Rodri. For me, the only other two players I could have understood was Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, especially with their age. Like what Lamine Yamal is doing at 16, it's obviously harder for Fabian Ruiz, who is in his prime, and you expect this from him. But I still felt that he deserved the man of the match, and in my opinion was robbed. But we move on. Obviously, the title is, should Paris Saint Germain be selling Fabian Ruiz? And this question has come up a lot of times, especially on the live podcasts and live shows and so on. My answer has always been Fabian Ruiz is a player I'm happy with keeping and I'm happy with selling. And for me, it's all about the potential price. The thing is, Fabian Ruiz, has he now had such a good Euros and he's going to now continue this crazy form and be crazy for us in the upcoming seasons and so? Maybe. I think this is the best maybe Fabian Ruiz has been in his entire career. And this includes his time at Napoli and Real Betis as well. But he's definitely coming into his best time. And I mean, none of his strengths are really athletic strength. So he's going to age really well as well. I don't know. I like Fabian a lot. I think mentally, I liked what he did, because he had an underwhelming first season at Paris Saint Germain and he stuck his ground. He was like, no, I'm going to stay and I'm going to improve. I'm going to prove everyone wrong, including Luis Enrique, who did not pick him for the Spanish national team. But we're sitting here now, him cooking at the Euros. I mean, if he continues and Spain win the Euros, he will win the Euros player of the tournament. He's been that good, and that can give him crazy PR. So for me, maybe it's about the potential price tag. I mean, we can take a look at the recent reports that have been dropping. Justin, PSG is open to listening to possible offers for Ugarte, Danilo, Fabian, and Carlos Soler this summer. Justin, Fabian Ruiz's future at PSG is uncertain, despite Luis Enrique very much appreciating him. Some at PSG are not closing the door to his departure. PSG could capitalize on his performances at the Euros, increasing his market value and selling him at a good price if an interesting offer comes in. Fabian Ruiz is not on the transfer list. The Spaniard will stay at PSG unless the club receives a huge offer for him. So Fabian, he's like in between the transfer list and not being on the transfer list, where if a good enough offer comes in for Fabian Ruiz, Paris Saint Germain will listen to it and maybe even potentially negotiate. And they're even saying here from Santi that potentially Fabian Ruiz, his price tag will inflate a lot after what he's doing here at the Euros, and PSG will want to cash in because we're looking at a lot of other players. But the report mentioned that Luis Enrique appreciates him a lot, and I think that's the only thing that matters, what the manager thinks of him. But maybe Campos sees potentially Fabian Ruiz being, I don't know, his market value going up so much that it's more worth selling him than keeping him. But yeah, I will keep my stance I've been keeping for a long time. If Fabian will stay at Paris Saint Germain, I'm going to hope and I'm going to be extremely excited for what he's going to do at PSG next season. But if a price, I think maybe around the 50-60 million mark comes in, maybe you accept it. Maybe accept it. We'll see what Paris Saint Germain will do, and we'll see what clubs will be interested in Fabian Ruiz. Obviously, before, clubs have been interested in Fabian, but they've not been that big and so on. Maybe Fabian doesn't really want that move. But after this Euros, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a club that would want Fabian. I think a club like Barca would like to have Fabian, especially how he's performing alongside other Barca players, but they don't have the money. It could be a cheeky Premier League club. Who knows? They have a lot of money. They are interested in Ugarte, both Chelsea and United, I think, Liverpool as well. So maybe one of them goes for Fabian. I don't see him going to Bayern. I don't see him going to Real Madrid. So it's most probably, if he's going to leave, it's going to be to a Premier League club, or if he's finished with his career and wants to go to Saudi. Those are the only viable options. So I still see it a bit more likely that he will stay at Paris Saint Germain, because I don't see that offer that PSG are expecting for Fabian Ruiz to come in. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you guys like to sell Fabian Ruiz this summer or not? That's been it from your boy PSG, and as usual, allez Paris.